Hello everybody and welcome back to another Disney Dreamlight Valley video. So I finally took the plunge and moved my house from the default plaza area into the Forest of Valor with this nice cottage, and today we're doing a speed build of this. So this is the area that I placed it in, and I already had this fountain area, so I'm just connecting it all up. Wanted to bring some of the details that I already had from the plaza, so I added this little farm area next to the house. And one thing you're going to notice about me is I'm a very haphazard builder. Like, I'll go back and forth between my areas and just like clutter everything out very drastically, so be prepared for that. Here I'm just filling in the finer details of that farm area and just bulking it out with some little decorations, including a little bag of seeds that I've dropped. Then I decided I wanted to start adding in some nature, so I added a blueberry bush and some trees. I also picked a lot of the purple trees just because I want to match the roof on the cottage, and purples and blues are one of my favourite colours, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. I like to mix my tree types as well for like a natural forest feel. That's kind of what I'm going for with the Forest of Valor. So yeah, there's like pine trees, whatever these trees are, lush trees, all of the trees. Of course, to get the natural feel to this environment as well, I'm adding in some rocks. I did use the mossy ones from the Forest of Valor. I do mix in some more later, but yeah, just went for this giant one and this little one just to start filling out that garden and start separating the front and the back. So here I've started filling in the front garden, adding in some lighting. I really love these like wooden lamps for the natural feel. A bike, some piles of wood, just all the little bits of clutter that I could think of for this area. I do slightly change it later. That's the thing with me and my building as well. You will see me change some things. I'm not a very organized builder, I will say that right now. But yeah, I just started to clutter it out and add some stuff in. And of course, I'm adding pumpkins as well. I like to have an autumnal feel to my town. I was about to say island. This is not Animal Crossing. But yeah, I always love like pumpkins and Halloween and autumnal stuff. So there's going to be a lot of that. I added in some pathing to the farm area and then also this fence. It's just the basic white fence at the minute. I might swap that out later when I have enough materials to do so, but I think it looks quite cute for now. And then this is me haphazardly trying to put bushes into this fountain area to just line that path. This is definitely a process that takes quite a while to get it to look even on both sides. So you'll see me playing around with this for like a good 30 seconds or so, but I did clip most of it out to make it a little bit less painful to watch. The thing with this build as well, you will see me use like almost 200 slots of my allowance. And I think it's mostly on like trees and bushes and rocks. Yeah, I really hope this allowance does get upped because I am gonna run out very soon and I've got 3 biomes that have nothing in them. I am definitely the kind of person where if my town, village, valley, whatever isn't lagging, then I haven't decorated it enough. I know I'm not alone in that though. So yeah, no minimalism here, absolute maximalism. And there we go, I've done the bushes now. I also just slightly changed this fence so that it connects to the bushes and makes it just look a little bit neater. And then I did add in these red trees. I do delete them later though. I do swap them out. But yeah, they do look nice. I just felt like they were kind of covering everything up. So that's why I'm still showing me put them in. I also decided to add in a pool to the back garden. I just, you know, why not? Why not have a house with a pool in the woods? Absolute perfection. I want to go there. I added in these colourful lamps just because I like the way that they look at night. They're really pretty, especially because they will match the build with the purples, pinks and blues. And then I added in more pumpkin stuff, obviously. So yeah, got the banner archway at the front and then added in a pumpkin scarecrow, and this is where I jig around that front garden because I wanted a hay bale. I thought it'd look really cute. So yeah, just trust the process. Anybody who's seen me build before in like Animal Crossing or The Sims will know that I spend absolutely hours unnecessarily adding in details, changing things around until I'm completely happy with the build. So this is a common process for me. It's the way that I like to do it. I don't really plan too much beforehand. I'll just go for it and see what I like. And then I moved on to the other side of the front garden and started to add in my kind of workspace area with the, the crafting bench, which I conveniently put the wrong way around by accident, but we're not going to talk about that. And also added in some pretty marigolds. I've been looking for an excuse to use these and I finally have one. They're so pretty. Decided to move the well onto the other side, just into this little corner to fill that gap out, and added a little bucket of water next to it to make it look like somebody's been using it. I like to make my builds look like they've been lived in. That is like one of my most favourite things to do. Then back to the pool area. I wanted a little cute seating area, a little nice little comfy cozy corner. So I added this little rustic table and these comfy chairs. I do fiddle around with this a lot though, like I keep changing the decoration in the middle of the table because I just can't make my mind up. And I do sort of move the table around in a bit and add in a little fire thing. I'm not sure what it's called. It's a little, maybe the granite bowl fire from Moana, potentially. So yeah, you'll see me sort of play around with this area quite a lot until it's really got that nice cozy feel that I want to it. And then moving on to adding in sort of the access area, I guess it's called, for the back garden. I just added in this little archway and some more hay bales to just bulk that area out. I wanted everything to kind of be very separate from each other, so it had different access points. And then I just added in a path connecting around to there. I like to keep everything sort of separate in my valley, so I like it to flow together nicely, but I like it to be that you have to run around it a little bit more. I always feel like it makes a kind of biome or area feel that little bit bigger. That's how I've always made my Animal Crossing islands feel bigger as well, is just to make everything feel a little bit separated rather than just being able to run through it all in one straight line. So I then started to also add in some trees and rocks into this area and start decorating it just to make it feel like a little bit more natural and to blend in with the area of the forest that I'd already done. I love these little logs as well because you can actually sit on them, which I think is such a cute little detail. Of course, just adding in some more purple trees. I don't have purple trees necessarily in the rest of my forest, so I wanted it to kind of spread out and sort of merge into the rest, so it's not just like completely green trees in one area and then all of a sudden there's purple trees, just to get that nice blend. I added in some of the trellises next to the cliff edge just to add a little bit of decoration on there because we can't get like trees and stuff too close. I just wanted it to feel not empty all of a sudden. And then I added in a lot of the stone decorations and stone pillars. This was kind of a spontaneous decision, but I thought they looked quite cool and added a bit of a mysterious edge to this area. Also flipped back to the front garden for a little bit. I found the cauldron and thought that would look nice in the front garden with some more hay bales and stuff around it, just to add to a little bit of a witchy vibe, especially with like all the blues and purples going on. I just feel like it suits the forest a lot. Keeping up with the theme, I added some more pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns to that front area and also added in like a little picnic table. I was going to do a picnic blanket, but I've already got one sort of nearby, so I didn't want to be too repetitive. Added some decorations to the top of that picnic bench. I went for a bit of a witchy vibe again, just so it looks like somebody's been making some potions out of the ingredients that they found in the Forest of Valor. So some candles and a book and little bits like that. Back to the front garden again, who guessed it? I added in this path, so the muddy kind of leafy one. I just thought it added in a bit more colour, so everything was looking very, very green, and considering that I have all these autumnal aspects, I just needed to add in a little bit of brown in there to just, you know, blend in nicely with those orange tones. Made sure that I took that path all the way to the edge as well, just so there wasn't an awkward gap between the fence and the path. And next up is the adding the rocks to the edge of the path, just because I feel like this makes it look a little bit neater and I just prefer to not have the rough edge of the path. I started off with these mossy ones just because it blends in with the green of the grass as well. And then eventually I do use some of the mossy Glade of Trust ones, which don't actually look mossy. I don't know if that's like a game error, but I feel like they should be a little bit, but they don't seem mossy at all. But I used them towards the farm area just so it wasn't completely mossy rocks, and it was a little bit like some of them are mossy but some of them aren't, you know, that kind of vibe, a little bit more natural. These are the mossy Glade of Trust rocks that I was talking about. They do not look mossy at all. I don't know what that is about or if anybody knows, but yeah, I used these around this gravel path and added some of the mossy ones in, so it looks like some of the stones are new, it looks like some of them are old, and it's just got like a nice natural feel to it. I like to make it look as natural as possible sometimes. Most of the time. Not all the time, but sometimes. And then I added in some rocks to the other area as well. I didn't add too many into this one, like I didn't completely line the path. Even though I like to do that, it does take up a lot of the allowance for the item placement, so I didn't want to, you know, just spam them everywhere. I'm trying to avoid that as much as I like the way that it looks. So I just kind of spread out a few different rocks, different sizes, mossy ones, non-mossy ones around this area. It kind of ties in with those pillars that I put in as well and just adds to the general theme. And then I started to add in some flowers, so I've got a mix of ones from different biomes, but they're mostly like a few yellow ones, mostly blues, mostly purples to tie in with that overall colour theme that I'm going for. And I just spreaded these around sort of wherever they would fit. So you'll see me sort of dragging them back and forth until I find a space where they will fit, because they take up like 4 of the small tiles. So anywhere that they would fit in is just where I put them. One of the aspects of this game that I definitely need to get used to is the fact that we don't have control over how the flowers grow, like we do with Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I need to get used to the fact that random flowers are going to spawn in my builds, and I'm either going to have to just like, you know, leave them to be as natural as they want to be, or try and pick them up if they're in areas that I can get to. So yeah, that's definitely one of these aspects of this game that I need to get to grips with and sort of just accept. And then here I am just adding in some final trees to that back area. I do still have a bit of a blank space, which I will fill out eventually. And then I got rid of those trees at the front and added a big willow instead. And then that is the end of this build and how I did it. I hope that this was in some way helpful, a little bit chaotic, but that's what it is. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!